The restless urge to meddle. We find ourselves constantly poking, prodding, tweaking the world around us, convinced that if we just push this piece here or pull that lever there, life will suddenly fall into place. But have you ever stopped to ask, what if the world doesn't need fixing? What if, in our desperate attempts to control, we're only muddying the waters of something far greater than we can comprehend? We humans are habitual architects of control. From the moment we wake up, we build mental plans, set expectations, and map out how the world should behave to suit our desires. Yet beneath this incessant striving lies a profound truth: control is an illusion. The idea that we can bend life to our will, orchestrating outcomes like a conductor directing a symphony, is as fleeting as trying to grip a fistful of water. Consider how much of life happens effortlessly without your intervention. The sun rises each morning, painting the sky in hues that no human hand could replicate. Your heart beats steadily, circulating life-giving blood, without a single conscious command. The seasons turn, rivers flow, and stars shine, all without a need for our meddling. This is the natural order, the flow of life unfolding perfectly on its own terms. It is not chaotic, though it may appear so to the mind. It is simply beyond the limited grasp of our understanding. Yet we resist. We convince ourselves that if we just work harder, push stronger, or plan better, we can make life conform to our preferences. But have you noticed how exhausting this is? How often it leads to frustration. Life doesn't bend to our commands because it doesn't need to. Its wisdom surpasses the boundaries of our control. When we attempt to force outcomes, we often create ripples of unintended consequences, disturbing the harmony that already exists. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up or surrendering to chaos. It means recognizing that life's unfolding is not yours to dictate, it is yours to witness and participate in. When you plant a seed, you don't force it to grow, you nurture it, providing the conditions it needs, and then step back, allowing nature to take its course. Similarly, when you release your grip on the need to control, you make space for life to unfold in ways far beyond what you could have imagined. Paradoxically, the less you try to control, the more you find a sense of ease and alignment. Without the constant effort of managing life, you can experience it fully as it is. Think of a surfer on a wave. They do not control the ocean's power, they ride it, flowing with its energy. The same is true for us when we trust the flow of life. By stepping back, we realize that things have a way of falling into place, not always as we expected, but often as they were meant to. When you let go of the illusion of control, you free yourself from the burden of expectation and fear. You no longer resist life, you flow with it. And in that flow, you discover a profound truth: life doesn't need your interference to be beautiful. It already is. The question is, are you willing to let go and see it? Life is like a river, endlessly flowing, shifting, and evolving. Its current carries all things forward: experiences, emotions, people, and events, regardless of whether we approve or resist. Yet as humans, we often find ourselves standing in the middle of this river, bracing against the current, trying to push it in the direction we believe it should go. We fight the flow, imagining that our resistance will somehow bring harmony, peace, or control. But in truth, harmony only arises when we stop struggling and begin aligning with the natural rhythm of existence. The natural flow of life is not something separate from us, it is us. Just as the tides ebb and flow without needing instruction, and the seasons change without hesitation, there is an innate intelligence guiding all things, including our own lives. When we try to fight against this flow, we create discord. We exhaust ourselves trying to force outcomes, cling to what is passing, or reject what is already here. This resistance is the root of much of our suffering. It's like trying to swim upstream when the current is inviting us to let go and move with it. To align with the natural flow of existence is to trust in its unfolding, even when it doesn't align with our preferences or plans. It's about listening to the rhythm of life and acting in harmony with it, rather than against it. Think of a dancer moving with music. The dancer doesn't try to control the melody, but instead listens to it, allowing their movements to flow in sync with its tempo. Similarly, when we align ourselves with life's natural rhythms, we find a kind of effortless grace in our actions. This doesn't mean we abandon agency or become passive spectators of life. Rather, it means we become more attuned to the signals around us, understanding when to act and when to wait, when to hold on and when to let go. It's about learning to trust that the current of life knows where it's going, even if we don't. By aligning ourselves with this flow, we tap into a deeper wisdom that guides us more effectively than force or resistance ever could. Nature provides countless examples of this alignment. A tree doesn't fight the wind, it bends, sways, and lets the gusts pass through. In doing so, it remains grounded and unbroken. The ocean's waves crash and recede, never clinging to their form, yet their rhythm is eternal. These natural phenomena teach us that surrender is not weakness, it is strength born from wisdom. When we align with the flow, we find harmony not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because we stop creating unnecessary tension. We learn to trust that even in chaos there is order, and even in uncertainty there is purpose. By letting go of resistance and moving with life, rather than against it, we find a sense of peace, clarity, and connection that no amount of control could ever provide. Harmony is not something we achieve, it's something we step into by letting life flow as it will. How often do we look at the world and think, something's wrong here, this needs to change? From the smallest details in our personal lives to the vast, complex systems of society, we carry an innate urge to fix, to improve, to make the world conform to our ideals. This drive, while rooted in good intentions, often blinds us to an essential truth: the world is not broken. It doesn't need fixing. What it needs is for us to see it clearly just as it is. When we label the world as flawed, what we're really doing is imposing our own judgments and preferences onto it. We see what we think should be rather than what is. This creates a gap between reality and our expectations, a gap that fuels frustration, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. But this perception of brokenness isn't about the world, it's about us. The world itself continues, effortlessly unfolding in all its complexity and imperfection, unconcerned with our opinions of it. Consider nature. A storm rolls in, dark and fierce, shaking the trees and drenching the earth. To some, it's a disaster, a disruption. To others, it's a blessing, replenishing dry soil. The storm, however, is neither good nor bad, it simply is. Its purpose is not to please or displease, but to exist as part of a larger, interconnected system. The same is true for everything in life. Events, people, and situations arise not to conform to our preferences, but to play their role in the grand flow of existence. The moment we stop trying to force our expectations onto the world, we begin to see its beauty and order, even in its apparent chaos. This doesn't mean we abandon all effort or stop addressing genuine issues. It means shifting our perspective from fixing the world to understanding it. When we act from a place of clarity and acceptance, rather than resistance, our actions become more aligned with reality. For example, helping someone in need isn't about fixing their life, it's about meeting them where they are, offering support without judgment. Similarly, making positive changes in the world isn't about imposing our will, but about responding wisely to what's unfolding. Paradoxically, when we let go of the urge to fix everything, we find peace not because the world suddenly changes, but because we change. By seeing the world as it is, without the filters of our expectations and fears, we discover a deeper sense of connection and understanding. This clarity allows us to engage with life in a way that's authentic and effective, rather than reactive or controlling. The world is not a problem to be solved. It is a living, breathing tapestry of interwoven forces, neither right nor wrong, just endlessly unfolding. To see it as it is, to truly see, is to let go of the burden of fixing and embrace the wonder of simply being. Peace is not found in changing the world, it's found in being present with it. Life is a dance of moments, constantly shifting, arising and passing like waves on the ocean. Yet, so often we are absent from this dance. We spend our days clinging to the past or projecting ourselves into an imagined future, chasing plans, expectations, or outcomes. In doing so, we overlook the only thing that truly exists: the present moment. Embracing the moment fully, without resistance or judgment, is the key to experiencing the beauty and spontaneity that life continually offers. The present moment is life's canvas, painted with colors that are vibrant, unpredictable, and fleeting. Yet because we often approach life with a desire to control or analyze, we miss the art in front of us. We think of moments as mere stepping stones to something better, something more significant. But life is not happening later, it is happening now. Each breath, each sound, each sensation is an invitation to be here, to be part of the unfolding magic. When we embrace the moment, we let go of the need to impose our will upon it. Instead of trying to make the moment conform to our expectations, we allow it to be what it is. This is where spontaneity shines. Spontaneity is the essence of life's beauty, the serendipitous flow that cannot be predicted or controlled. Think of a bird in flight, its wings catching the wind without hesitation or plan. It doesn't question the air currents, it simply moves with them. Similarly, life is most beautiful when we move with it, responding naturally and authentically to what arises. Spontaneity doesn't mean chaos, it means trusting the flow. When we're fully present, we can see opportunities, connections, and joys that we would have otherwise overlooked. A conversation with a stranger can become a profound exchange. A sudden change in plans can lead to an unexpected adventure. A moment of stillness can reveal the quiet perfection of simply being alive. These gifts arise not because we've forced them into existence, but because we've opened ourselves to them. Consider children at play. They are masters of living in the moment, completely absorbed in their games, their laughter, their curiosity. They aren't preoccupied with what happened yesterday or worried about what might happen tomorrow. In their presence, there's a natural ease and joy, a reflection of life's spontaneity at its purest. As adults, we often lose touch with this ability, weighed down by responsibilities and mental chatter. Yet the capacity to embrace the moment is always within us, waiting to be reclaimed. When we stop resisting the present, we discover that life doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. Even moments of challenge or uncertainty have their own texture and depth, their own lessons to offer. The spontaneity of life is not something we can script or plan. It is a gift that unfolds when we let go of control and simply show up. In embracing the moment, we find freedom not because life is predictable or easy, but because we are no longer fighting it. To witness life's spontaneity is to rediscover its wonder, realizing that every moment, just as it is, holds something extraordinary. In the end, life doesn't demand that we control, fix, or even fully understand it. It simply invites us to live it. When we stop resisting its flow, let go of the illusion of control, and embrace the present moment, we open ourselves to the profound beauty and spontaneity that have always been there, waiting for us to notice. The world, in its unpolished, unpredictable nature, is not something to conquer or repair. It is something to witness, to participate in, and to cherish. Harmony arises not from imposing our will upon life, but from aligning with its rhythms, trusting that its unfolding, though often beyond our comprehension, is exactly as it should be. To leave the world alone is not to disengage from it, but to meet it as it is, with clarity, acceptance, and awe. In doing so, we free ourselves from unnecessary struggle and find a deep peace within. The journey is not about changing life's course, it is about changing our perspective. When we see the world clearly, trust its natural flow, and embrace each moment, we realize that life's greatest gift is not in the outcomes we chase, but in the richness of simply being present for it all.